Hey guys, it's Stav here, and today we're going to be talking about the state of Marvel Rivals, where we're at in 6.5, and where we want it to go in Season 7. I'm just going to kind of get my voice and opinion out there because I want this game to succeed, and I want this game to be a 10-year game like Overwatch, like Call of Duty, and really transcend the hero shooter genre. With that being said, let's get this started. I think before we start to talk about the bad of the game, we got to start to talk about the good. Number one, this game is just fun. There's a certain gameplay cycle that makes this game super addicting and adrenaline based, and it does a lot for the dopamine receptors. At least for me, the fact that I can run around with my favorite Marvel characters, have them fighting other Marvel characters, it's a great game in my opinion, and it does a lot of things right. One of the things that it does right is hero selection. Uh, the second thing that I think makes this game great is the hero selection. Yes, it's a Marvel game, so you have your iconic Marvel characters: Doctor Strange, Captain America, Hulk, Black Widow, Thor, the original Avengers, pretty much. But then you have characters that you've never heard of before, like Jeff the Landshark, Luna Snow, Squirrel Girl, things like that. If you could say to me that I could have a Jeff the Landshark interacting with a Magneto, I thought you were crazy, and I would have said, "Who the hell is Jeff the Landshark?" Um, but we have these characters now super popular for good reason, and I don't know, the hero selection is just crazy, and the fact that they're releasing one per month is also very nuts. The third and final thing I'll say about this game that's positive is that it is legitimately for everyone, male, female, the other. It is truly a great experience for everyone, gameplay wise, right? Because we'll get on to what makes this game bad, but the gameplay loop can be picked up and played by literally anyone. Now, going on to the bad, I think the first and most important thing we talk about is matchmaking. Matchmaking is awful in this game. It feels horrible. It's the worst. It's filled with boosted players on the DPS and support role. To be very honest, it's been DPS for a long time, but in season 6.5, there has been so many boosted support players. I like it's crazy to me. Then you also have the quote unquote EOMM agents, throwers, people that just do not belong in your rank. It is ridiculous where this game's matchmaker has gone wrong, and I can complain about it all day, but the big thing is having a soft like roll queue would fix this game's matchmaking tremendously. Now I say soft locking or soft roll queue because, to be very honest with you, the game is at its best and the game is the most fun when you can mix and match heroes to make the best comp. But the amount of triple DPS slot comps that I'm getting in, hell, GM plus, I'll say that, was ridiculous. And the amount of non-swapping, there's no negotiating with the guys because in their mind, because they're GM, they're a quote unquote good player, and they do not want to swap because their egos are too high. Um, and on top of that, once you hit GM, there's a huge rank disparity. I know Celestial 3 and down, I was still getting people that were in GM 3, and I could not understand why. Now going through Mid Celestial, I'm still getting GMs in my game. It doesn't make sense to me. I think they should fix it. Um, on top of that, there should be a penalty or a boost for either running triple support or having tanks in the game. You should get rewarded for playing the role that nobody plays. So if you're solo tanking, you should get more RP because it's significantly harder to win a game with one tank versus two. Now, if you're running triple support, which is completely ass backwards broken in higher ranks, you should get penalized and not get as much RP. It's just really really frustrating, and the matchmaking's horrible, and it needs to be fixed with either a soft roll queue or they need to redesign how matchmaking works. The next thing I want to talk about is hero balancing. They've gotten significantly better at this, especially after the season 6.5 update. But characters like Hela, characters like Psylocke, characters like Luna Snow have run the game or had run the game for a significant amount of time. And I don't know if it's like favoritism or where the hell it comes from, but the characters either stay completely like in the meta and don't get changed at all, to where they're not nerfed, or they're just completely busted for like the longest time, or characters remain so bad like Blade, like Black Widow, like Panther, that it just becomes impossible to play at a certain point. It doesn't matter how much movement tech you give to Adam, he's still bad in 99% of the player base's hands until you can start building a comp around him. And I think that's sad, because like Adam's really cool, Blade's really cool, Widow's really cool, but the game, it just doesn't support like where they're at. And it's not that they refuse a rework or they refuse a kit change. It's just like they have clear favoritism of where the power goes, and it's really frustrating, and I don't like it. The next thing I want to talk about is the player base, the toxicity that comes alongside with it too. This game is extremely toxic, and there used to be a really good penalty, like there used to be a really good bot that kind of shut it down. Although it was a little overtuned, because I would make one joke and it would be completely taken out of context of where that joke was, and just completely, like, I would get voice comm banned for no apparent reason. And there should be an appeal system, because of whatever AI they're using cannot detect humor, and that's fine. It should be manual anyways, but we live in the world of AI, so that's fine. But I've been called slurs that I didn't even know existed in this game. It's truly ridiculous, kind of what this player base has turned into. The toxic sludge of the community, or the gaming community, is just Marvel Rivals players. It's crazy, and we need to do better as a community to be more welcoming into this game. Now, I know getting toxicity out completely is impossible, but Rivals has that stigma of being a toxic player base, or having a toxic player base, and I don't like where we're at with that. The final thing I'm going to talk about that's bad about this game is the optimization and server issues. I don't know what it's been, but ever since Season 5, the servers for Marvel Rivals have been awful. The random ping that will just jump to 100 or lag for an entire round has been completely immersion breaking. It makes you not want to play the game, because it's not on your end. Like, if it was output loss, I get it. You have bad internet, but it's just ping spikes because the servers can't handle the amount of stress that player base put on them. And I don't know what it's been. I don't know how to fix it, but it's just been awful to play in, and it needs to change. Either the servers need to get bigger, or they need to take some stupid stuff out of the game. They did a good thing with Resource Rumble getting taken out, but like, take out more stuff, honestly, that people do not use. If less than 1% of the player base uses it, take it out. Because the game's already really fat. This past balance patch for PC was 85 gigabytes long. That is ridiculous for just a balance pass. And I know there was a battle pass attached to it, but still, it's completely nonsensical to me that the game is so big and they just refuse to remove stuff that no one uses. On top of that, the optimization for this game for overseas, I've heard, is one of the worst. We need foreign players in this game, especially to boost the player base and make this a 10-year game so this game survives for the longest time, but it's awful. It's awful for overseas players. They have to play on NA because there's nothing over there. It's either a wasteland or just no one plays. It's ridiculous, and they should optimize it for the international play. Now, my final thoughts on where we're at in Marvel Rivals Season 6.5. The game is fun, right? The game's really fun, and I think we're in a truly good. We've been in the best spot we have been in a long time. The game feels fun to play. You know, after the 6.5 balance patch, the characters don't feel completely busted. Besides a few, but the game's playable again, and with that will come with the toxic player base and will come with optimization and server issues. I get that, but I think we're in a really good spot, and I hope the devs and the team at NetEast that run this game, I give them a round of applause for what they've done. Anyway, guys, my name's Stav. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you later. Peace.